cheapest toys are the best toys ever. The cheapest toys are always the best. It's hysterical. This is a paper bag, okay? And they have a paper bag. Of course, now they're shredded into little pieces. I pick it up. Now look at this room in here. There's little Miss Emberzine. By the way, Ember had a little allergic reaction. I got creative with her diet, and she had a little allergic reaction. I told Crystal about it already. Her little head got little bumps all over it. She was itching. She was whining. So I got some baby Benadryl. So I got baby Benadryl, and she's had about a teaspoon and a half, so maybe 15 milligrams of Benadryl, and she's much better. But I gave him chicken, raw chicken. I feed raw, you know I feed raw, and I think it might have been the chicken. So Crystal, just be advised that I think it was the chicken. So we're going back to just our kibble, our ground turkey. Also, they have shooting diarrhea. This happened before when I try to get fucking creative with my diet. I get shooting fucking diarrhea every fucking time. You'd think I would learn. So, I have been on a whirlwind, worried about Ember actually, because Ember was really uncomfortable all day today. She was chewing on her feet, which is a classic yeast reaction, chewing on her pootie, little raised welts on her head. I gave them chicken today. I got cut up pork, cut up chicken, gizzards, the like, and she also had a vaccine yesterday, but she didn't have a response. So I'm going to say, Crystal, chicken is probably not her thing. And so what we have here is little places to go pee, obviously, on the floor because they've destroyed this carpet. But this is just a paper bag. This is crinkly paper from the box that my Amazon boxes come. And of course, this is all the stuff that was in my Amazon box. This is my favorite toy of all time and one of their favorite toys. It is just a crappy old sock, okay, with a paper bag in it. Look what it does. Just a paper bag in a sock. You guys, you don't have to have expensive toys. Just get your boxes, have an area that you just let them tear shit up. They tear up my box. Here's their new favorite box. There's the box. This was a pure water dispenser. It came. There's part of it. There's a bag of cookies that is like a crinkly paper, paper bag, shredded paper bags. Look at this. Look at little Miss. Look at her. She's eating a piece of cardboard, but she's looking out the window. This is little Miss. This paper, they're not gonna, they're not gonna hurt themselves eating paper, construction paper, but I don't let them eat it. But that's little Miss Shelby. She's looking out the window. So Amber has been really unhappy today. And you can even see the little lumps on her head. Crystal, can you see them? She's got little lumps on her head, but she's had some Benadryl and she's feeling better. She was actually playing with some of these dogs. She wasn't playing. She was itching, scratching, whining, fussing, having a very bad day, making me crazy because I did not know. And when I don't know what's going on, of course, I'm assuming the worst and I'm freaking out. So everybody's sleeping here now. This place has been cleaned up spotlessly. That entire poopy area has been disinfected and cleaned. And before you all come to get your puppies, it'll be done again because, it does smell like dog in here when you guys come. So I'm just showing you all the crap that I pick up throughout the day. And I actually usually just throw the crap back into the box and set the box somewhere for them to reinvestigate whatever's in there. Now, if you were really a smart puppy buyer, you would get lots of construction paper and you would take their kibble and you would wrap it in construction paper like this. And you'd wad it into a ball and you'd put it in the box. And you'd let them try to find their food in the paper, in the kibble, teach them how to use their nose, teach them how to investigate things. And they love to do that. So I put toys in the box. I put the crap in the box. I miss Chappie. So I put stuff in the box, and then I just leave the box lying around somewhere, like over here, and I put more toys in it, and I just leave it here because tomorrow, guess what? They'll do tomorrow. They'll find it, it's like a brand new thing. They think it's brand new. So, they love this toy too, by the way. This is from Fry's. Everybody loves this toy. So if you just want to be a cheapskate, tightwad, cheapo freaking toy maker, you'll buy cheapo socks like this. You'll get little crinkly bags. You'll wad them up really well, and then you'll tie a knot in the end of the sock. And you'll put stuff in socks. And let them play with the stuff in socks. Now here they've shredded this bag nicely. There's little pieces of bag all over here. See this nicely shredded bag? See this? Now what could be better? What could be a better toy to entertain a baby? Boop, boop, boop. What could be better to entertain a baby than stuff that you're just gonna store and, you know, get your Trader Joe bags with the handles and put some construction paper in there and put some crinkly stuff in there, put some treats in, put them in the bag, and then let them tear it up. Come on. This is baby stuff. They love this stuff. And, you know, you get these old blankies like this. It's just an old freaking heavy-duty blankie that's cotton. I just shredded it up. And because it's heavy-duty, they can piddle on it a bunch of times. And I just leave it down, and they piddle on it, and I gather it up, and I throw it in the wash, and I wash it. You know, you can spend tens of thousands of dollars on, you know, these fucking things here, these freaking pad things here. That bag right there is $25. You know, that bag's 25 bucks. And those, you know, are filling the landfill. They're terrible. So I use them. Yes, I do, especially since they have diarrhea. But you know what? I would rather just use these for them to piddle on in their area, to eat on, and then just launder it. You know, they're dogs. I just do doggy stuff. I realize I'm sort of a wingnut. Maybe my rationale is strange, but... And I'm certain there are people that think I'm a shitty breeder because I do this, you know, and I recycle stuff, and I, you know, just, this was so pristine and clean in here this morning. I was so proud of it. Now it's just a disaster. And they just love these cozy little blankies. So I really do encourage you guys to get those shaggy donut things. One about this size I have in the living room. And one, one about, you know, half that size. They have them at Tractor Store, and they have gray ones. But on Amazon, they have them too. And Phoebe has one that she has just shredded all the guts out of it a million times, but it's her pillow. That's my pillow. That's my pillow. Where'd your pillow, baby? Where'd your pillow? She goes and gets her pillow. She takes her pillow. It was a donut that she had when she was a baby, and she loved it. And then I just kept getting more for her because they just love it. So get a couple of sizes of those because they're little right now, and they can fit in them nice and cozily, and then get him a bigger one. And find, you know, cozy stuff. You know, go to the thrift store and find some old fucking wolf skin thing like this and get those fuzzy little blankies like that, and go to the thrift store and get some old freaking thing and just stuff it with the stuffing that they've shredded out of something else and just recycle everything, you know? And go on to Canine Enrichment Group and find out what they're doing there too, because they do like amazing stuff there. I'm not kidding you. Some of those people are so freaking clever and ingenious. It's just amazing. So Crystal, Amber is, she had an allergic reaction, and I do think it was the chicken. So the shooting diarrhea has cured me of trying to be experimental with their diet at this point. They're still too young. I keep thinking, you know, because they're so big that they can eat this stuff. They just can't. So they still need just their kibble, their bone broth, and their ground turkey. And, you know, I can cut up a couple of gizzards, a couple of hearts and put them in there. But, you know, the organs and all that stuff, it's just too rich. It's too much for them. It's just too much. They just have freaking diarrhea. And so, like, Rugi, this is Rugi, right? He's chewing on my foot. He has shooting diarrhea. It's just shooting. It's awful. This is horrible. Just shooting. And it's not like related to anything other than just a dietary change. That's all it is. I don't know if my sea litter remembers, but the sea litter, the Christmas litter, I had the same thing. We were talking about it all the time. I was like, oh my God, I've got fucking shooting diarrhea. It's going on the walls. It's going everywhere. So I have this, and they love to chew on chairs and stuff. Rugi loves to chew on, he's already chewed on this damage. Of course, this is an old fucking chair, but they've already chewed on this, pulled stuff off. They love to, in boredom, just chew on wood legs of chairs. So we're curing this shooting diarrhea. We've got this stuff called it's just kale and clay, really is what it is. And I just mix it with water and I give them, you know, a couple of spoonfuls of it, and then I just squirt it. And now I'm going to go back to their diet where they, also fasting helps a little bit. So tonight we're going to go pretty easy on our diet. This morning they woke me up at 4:30. They were hungry at 4:30. And so again, this time what I'm going to do for them is I'm going to leave in the area here, I'm going to leave them a bowl of food that is just the kibble and the ground turkey and the bone broth, so they can nibble on it at night, so they don't wake me up at 4:30 in the morning and I have to come in and feed them, and then I got to get up again at 6:30, because they wake up at 6:30 and of course they are just dying to come out of that area. And they're practically knocking the gate down already. So I just open this gate like this and I just let them come in here and run around. And then I head straight over to the poopy area where I clean up the poop, because inevitably it's a fucking disaster. And then usually I pick up all these things that are already, you know, tracked on whatever, and I throw them in the wash. And I put new clean ones down before I feed them. But I clean up all the poopy stuff first before I feed them, because as soon as they're done eating, they run in to go potty. And now that they have shooting diarrhea still, maybe tomorrow they won't. So the life of a breeder. So I today have been just moving nonstop. I produced another video, but I'm not going to post it. So this one I am going to post. And everybody's sleeping. Everybody's doing really well. So about 8:30, I'm thawing out the ground turkey right now. And I am giving them I don't like this kibble. I actually don't like it. I'm going to go back to the one I used before. I had a high protein kibble that was $26.18. It was from Tractor Store. That's the one I'm using right now. This is the turkey that we're doing. So when I put 4 cups of kibble, 5 cups of kibble, and then I use a third of one of these. I put a pound of ground beef. They eat 3 pounds of ground turkey a day, because in 3 meals they eat 3 pounds of ground turkey. So we're going to go back to that. So this Wholesome brand, I actually like it. I think it's pretty good, but I don't like this one. I don't like those big kibbles. So this is what they're eating right now. This is a sensitive stomach skin. I'm using it. I had the little itty bitty teeny tiny kibbles with that 26 protein, and I really like the smaller kibbles more. But any of these Wholesome brands, you know what? I'm not. I'm not. I think they're they're fairly decent. I like the puppy one and the high protein one just a little bit better. So everybody here, the dogs are all sleeping. Everybody in the house, the 14 animals that are here are asleep. Grandma is still doing what Grandma does, and that's freaking nonstop. So, so there you have it. Upload this pretty soon. She's sleeping now, and she was just whining. Her feet, she was chewing her feet. She was chewing her little pootie. Yeah, she had a reaction, definitely. Much happier girl now. So I'm glad I dashed off to CVS, got the baby diphenhydramine. She was able to take about 8 cc's, which is probably one teaspoon is 12.5 milligrams of Benadryl. It's for a baby. I gave her 4 milligrams, gave about a half an hour, cleaning up, gave it about a half an hour, and she still wasn't responding. So I gave her another 4 cc's, so I gave her about 8 cc's, which is like a teaspoon and a half. So she had about maybe close to 20 milligrams of Benadryl. I can give an adult dog, I can give Boo Boo 50 to 100 milligrams of Benadryl. So she's tired. Somebody's calling me. 619. Okay, so I'm going to cut off.